Update. Am I the a-hole for not marrying my pregnant ex-girlfriend? Original post. Nicole, 40 female, and I, male 40, were together for less than 2 years. She broke up with me 2.5 weeks ago. At first, she said she hated me and didn't want to hear from me ever. I respected that and did not contact her. One night, she drunk texted me about wasting her time and suggested getting back together. I ignored it since she was obviously drunk. But recently, she informed me that she's pregnant. I asked if the baby is mine, which made her furious. She accused me of accusing her of cheating. Even though she hasn't had a doctor's appointment yet, which I told her I wanted to attend with her, she has informed my entire family that I got her pregnant and abandoned her the baby. Now my Christian mom's siblings, friends, and cousins are pressuring me to propose to her. Today, she called me 3 times at work, suggesting meeting over the weekend with my family for a small wedding, and I lost it. I don't even know if the baby is mine, and I won't marry someone just because of a baby. She called me an a-hole and hung up and called my family again, and my entire family is mad at me. Now for the top comments before reading the update. Not the a-hole. Did you see the positive pregnancy test? This is all kinds of crazy, and kinda seems like a trap with the pressure of marriage. Nope, I haven't seen anything. That's why I suggested to go to the doctor with her. Smart move. I'd want to see a positive test that I was present for, be there at the ultrasound, and get a fetal paternity test done if the doctor okays it, given it's not high-risk pregnancy if it's real. I'm sorry you're in this situation, and it's wild to me your mom believes her over you. Or that's the impression I got. I agree, except you can now do a full DNA screening and match for paternity using maternal blood instead of like the old days, where the needle had to go through the uterus. Only been out for a few years. So this chick is crazy. Don't get married because of a baby. That's a trash reason. Commit yourself to the baby because if it's yours. She did make it herself, not her. There is a way to do that. She screams she freaking hates me, but I should work on myself and marry her. WTF. She sounds like a manipulative person. Be careful. Maybe the kid is not even yours. And you both are in your 40s. It's not like she's a helpless young lady that doesn't know anything about life. Dude, so not the a-hole. My husband dealt with a very similar situation like this one with one of his exes years ago. When that ex texted him claiming she was pregnant with his baby, he texted her back saying he needed concrete proof that the pregnancy was real and demanded to show him in person the pregnancy test as well as any medical documents that show proof of the pregnancy. She got mad and messaged my mother-in-law over Facebook with that same sob story your ex told your mom. Luckily, mother-in-law also didn't buy it and backed my husband, saying the same thing. Apparently, this went on for a week or so, where that's all my husband and mother-in-law would tell her when she kept trying to reach out. After a week or so, the ex texted back claiming she lost the baby. Lol. If you do something like this, get a mutual friend or one of your family members who believes you to back you up in case your ex tries this nonsense. Do not tell her anything else besides that you will go with her to her doctor's appointment to confirm pregnancy, and that you are speaking with a lawyer to take steps to determine paternity if she's legit pregnant. Get these things in screenshots or audio recordings just in case. Also, please talk to a lawyer to find out how to do a court-ordered paternity test. You'll find out the truth soon enough. Good luck! Now for the update. So Nicole, my ex, ended up emailing my FWB Aaron's boss. She found a company on her LinkedIn and then mass emailed everyone. She wrote that we are engaged and have a baby on the way and told Aaron's employee to tell Aaron to leave our family alone. Aaron called me crying. Luckily, her company didn't fire her, but she was pretty embarrassed. She showed me the email. I decided to meet with Nicole in person and stay calm to see if I can go to the doctor with her. When we met, I asked how far along she is. She said she doesn't know exactly. I suggested that we go to a doctor who can probably determine the pregnancy through ultrasound or some tests. She said the doctor won't see her until at least 3 months. I asked how that's possible, and she got mad, saying it doesn't make a difference. She accused me of being a selfish narcissist and said she hates all of us, mentioning Josh. I asked who Josh was, and she started crying, admitting that she has been having an affair with her coworker since Christmas, on and off. She broke up with me, hoping she could be with Josh, but he only wanted random hookups. That's why she made up the whole pregnancy story, saying, I realized that I still love you. I want to be with you forever. I asked her to confirm that she's not pregnant, and she screamed, No, I'm not. But didn't you hear that I still love you? I left. On the bright side, Erin and I have been talking a lot, and the more we talk, I realize what a wonderful woman she is. I ask if we can spend more time together, not just hook up, and she said she liked that. Dude, your ex is crazy bonkers. If DNA paternity tests can be done at 9 weeks, how the heck can she claim the doctor won't see her until 3 months? An OB will see a pregnant woman as soon as there is an available appointment. Don't believe anything she tells you. If she comes up with a sonogram pic, don't believe it unless you see the baby on a screen with your own eyes. She wouldn't be the first to find a sonogram pic online and Photoshop her name and info on it. Since she's already proven how psycho she can be, watch her back. If you even think she might have access to your home or any financial or account passwords, change them. Consider getting some security cams. Best wishes. Hopefully it's legal to record any and all conversations you might have with your ex if she reaches out again. Maybe that would help Erin's case against her. Anyone who attempts to baby trap someone is despicable. Too bad you didn't record your ex's confession. I feel so bad for Erin. If I were you, I would help Erin to hire a lawyer to sue your ex for defamation. If she has a case, I would even help her financially to sue my ex. Not a lawyer, but I would think, depending on what was in the email, could give her a case. Your ex deliberately mass emailed Erin's work to tarnish her reputation after going out of her way to find her online. Had she succeeded, Erin could have been fired or disciplined. I would consult an attorney. A lawsuit can be discussed. Not sure what jurisdiction you live in, but laws vary, and you may or may not have a case. But I'd probably also inquire about a restraining order against your ex. The made-up story and emailing the entire company a major lie, which could have had some really bad consequences, that seems pretty unhinged behavior. And honestly, I'm worried about your ex escalating the situation. Good luck to you. Contact the police via their non-emergency number and ask what they recommend about protecting yourself and Erin about the crazy ex. This might be something where you need to work with a lawyer to file for an order of protection or a restraining order to keep her out of your life. Next story. Am I the a-hole for billing my fiancé after a prenup request? My fiancé and I are high school sweethearts. We lived together about 3.5 years in college, but I left him because the last 2 years, he quit his job, complained nonstop about failing classes, but did nothing but sleep and play video games. Didn't pay his share of bills, but expected me to do all cleaning and cooking while working 2 jobs and school full-time. Then was mean to me. Time passes. He attends therapy, graduates, stabilizes, and honestly became such a good man. We reconnected and date again. Life happens and we end up in different cities due to work. We are now engaged. He is under contract, so it's expected I move with him. He also just bought a house, cause his mortgage for a 3-bed is cheaper than he was paying for a 1-bedroom apartment. He put $15,000 down. We talked about me paying $900 a month towards bills, which I had no issue with at first. Then he mentions getting a prenup. This rubs me the wrong way. I understand wanting to protect assets, but like we have been together since 15. And well, if we put tally marks to it, he owes me money. I would have to relocate and find a new job in his town, which the only reason I'd go there is for him. I agreed, but told him we need to settle his debts with me and have an established leasing agreement. This offended and made him super upset. We have a notarized contract because I took out $10,000 in loans after I lost his scholarships 1 semester and was denied approval. Despite it, I have been paying and never asked for money back before now. His car cost $6,000 and I loaned him $2.5K of it. Never got a dime back. Although he said he would pay it back, I never really pressed it though. I paid almost all bills for 2 years after he had quit his job. I didn't ask for any back, but I sure as heck pointed it out. And I decided that it would only be fair for me to pay for a market room rate. We live in the South, and that's $500 to $650 utilities included. I also started requesting half of vet bills as kitty support since one of our cats has diabetes. He has taken the changes as a champ, but I can tell he's super stressed out and sad. He literally makes double what I make at the moment, but I know he never expected, or maybe even remember, all the costs I've bid in for this relationship. I feel guilty because I never committed with expectations of it being returned, so when he suggested it, I don't know why I felt salty. Then I go a list of my costs which hurt him, and I don't know. Am I an a-hole? Did I go too far? Now for the top comments. I think your request was totally reasonable. If he wants a prenup, you need to even his score first. I don't understand how he expects you to not be offended by the prenup while simultaneously being hurt by a request for what you are owed. He owes her $10K in a notarized contract, not to mention the rest. Seems like she put down $10K of the deposit on his house. I said, this looks like so much baggage for the start of your marriage. Maybe you should be rethinking your relationship. You broke up with him once. Not the a-hole. Do not marry this clown. You were going to be left holding the bag, prenup or not. Yeah, I don't like how he turned himself around so admirably, but all that growth and self-awareness just happened to not include awareness of the $15,000 to $20,000 he owed this woman, the woman he's supposedly so in love with. OP, you were totally justified in telling him he needs to pay up, and also in refusing to contribute more than a renter would want in his house. However, I'd suggest you get him to agree to buying a new house together if you marry, as it makes zero sense to me that 20 years from today he will own a home, but you'll still have the zero equity of a woman who has been renting to those 20 years. Overall, I feel uneasy for you that after everything you did for him in the past, and with him expecting you to completely uproot your life, he'd even think prenup. These $15,000 to $20,000 are money and time she could have spent on personal development because it was in college. Her losses are much higher. Funny that he also put down $15K for his house. Not the a-hole. Struggling to see why you would marry this loser who exploits you and doesn't pay you back. Good people pay their debts without being hassled. I wish I could upvote this more than once. He is a mooch, and he has shown himself to be one time and again. Last story. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my son to have his father's last name? I'm female 22 and currently pregnant and no longer with a father. We aren't together for many reasons, like him drinking and cheating on me, etc. I tried to stay strong when I first found out I was pregnant, which only led to a bunch of threatened miscarriages from the stress/anxiety it put me in. So for myself and my health's sake, I left. To clarify, my menstrual cycle is not very consistent. Sometimes twice a month for 9 days at a time, and some only once a month for only 4 to 5 days at a time. Needless to say, I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was 6, almost 7 weeks along. I have had about 3 due date changes now, from it being January 24th to February 20th, and now close to Valentine's Day. Through it all, I've been single, going to every appointment alone, which has been a lot of extras because I have a heart condition and currently cannot take my medication for it due to it possibly causing harm to the baby. I was told a gender, a little too early, and it ended up being the wrong gender, but I've kept the father in the loop with it all. Originally, I was told it was a girl, and because of that, my ex wanted nothing to do with the pregnancy and anything after. Which is fine, I'll do it alone if I have to. But recently, I found out at the genetics appointment that it is actually a boy, and now the dad wants to be around, and is trying to force me to give him his last name. I keep telling him I just don't know yet, because he isn't even going to be there when I go into labor. So, would I be the a-hole if I'm not even considering using his name? He keeps trying to fight me on this with lawsuits, and keeps telling me he'll just take me to court if I do any of this without his permission. But why would I give my baby his last name if he didn't want anything to do with it before finding out the actual gender? I just don't know what to do anymore, because everything I say is lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit if I don't do something his way. And he was also trying to get full custody, which could never happen because 1, he can't drive right now due to his DUIs, and 2, he lives 2 hours away from me now, so the baby wouldn't even be close to the county he is born in. I could really use some advice. Do I just cave in and give him his last name, or do I just give him mine? I'm so tired of hearing all of it, and half the time I wish I didn't even tell the father it was a boy, so he would just leave me alone. I would have felt much happier if I was doing it solo, to be honest. Not the a-hole. Give him your name. The odds of him actually having the money and energy to keep up with a lawsuit is very low. Call his bluff. The doctor's office cannot tell him anything due to HIPAA. Not the a-hole. To be sure, tell doctor's office you aren't sure on father. Do not, under any circumstances, put his name anywhere in any paperwork at doctor office or hospital. If for some reason you have his name in papers at doctor's office, tell them you need to cross through his name and white it out. I agree with above comment. Due to HIPAA, they should not tell anyone anything. But there are occasions where it does happen, so make sure he's nowhere in your chart. And they can note that if this person calls and says he is husband or whatever, they are not to believe him, nor even tell him if you have had baby yet, or if you are even a patient there. Not the a-hole. Give him your last name. When you give birth, don't tell him where or when. The nurses will give you the birth certificate to complete and you have to sign it, not him. What you put will be what is recorded. He can't just file a lawsuit and have it changed at a snap of his fingers. If he wants to waste his time and money trying, then let him. They also wouldn't give him full custody unless he were proven to be an unfit parent. Make sure when you do go to the hospital to tell the nurses and staff he is not allowed in the room when you have the baby. Even if he's the father, they won't let him in if you say you don't want him there. He won't even be in the country during my labor. His family is from England, so that's when he thought the best time to visit them would be. As the child of a similar situation, give that baby your last name. Seriously, I'm thankful every day that I don't have my deadbeat woman beating rape piece of nuclear waste's last name. Knowing my dad's ego is going to die bitter about it. But I don't care, because I've not spoken to him since I was 18, 8 years ago, and he was barely around before that. My relationship with my mom is far from perfect, but I love having her last name because she's the one who raised me. My sister passed it down and I intend to whenever I have kids.